Hey everyone, it's Keeley here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's soap making video. I am finally back into the swing of things and I am managing to make at least one loaf of soap a week. So I'm so happy with that. If you've been around for a while, you know that I have really been struggling, but I'm finally at that sort of stage where I can start making those soaps again and get a consistent sort of stock level back on the shelf and get the videos back out to you as well. Now I've had a few things sitting around that I've been waiting to pop onto some soaps, and some little heart-shaped gemstones are one of them. So today what we're going to go and do is make Queen of Hearts soap, and we're going to put little gemstones onto them. Let's go. All right, let's jump into making this Queen of Hearts soap. So we've got our oil and lye water sitting at room temperature here. Just gonna, as always, gently pour that lye water in just to stop any splashback. We'll give it a mix up, and then I'm gonna split it out for a few colors. All right, so now we've got that mixed up. First up, I'm going to pour some off for some piping at the end, and I will need, I think, a fair amount because of the type of piping tip I'm going to be using. Hopefully it's not too much. Probably is. Let's pour a bit into this jug over here. I'm always doing this, aren't I? What I probably should say is in that jug I've got some titanium dioxide in that one, because we're going to do a bit of white piping. Into this jug where I poured that in, I've got some more titanium dioxide. And then I'm going for a bit of a pink and white sort of theme here. Into this pot, I have got some Flower Girl, which I got in from off of Nurture Soap. Into this one that I've got the spatula, I have got some Cerise Mica, which is one of the My Micro Obsession ones. And then in this final pot, I have got some, this one's Trial by Fire, and I've just got a small amount of it in here because I find with Trial by Fire, depending upon how much you use, you can get anywhere from a red to a pink shade. So I'm going to try and get that more pinky red shade with that one. What I'm going to do is just scrape off this immersion blender. I couldn't think of the word then. Just so I don't drip it everywhere, I'm going to finish splitting this jug out, and then we'll mix the colours in before I come back and explain the fragrance. So we've got that fairly evenly split out, and now I'm going to add in my fragrance, and I'm using one that is called Killer Queen Type, and it's meant to be a take on one of the Katy Perry perfumes. I initially got this one in because I thought, you know, I might add it into my perfume oil range, call it something different. But honestly, I don't see why people rave about it. It's a nice fragrance, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not something that I would have associated as being a perfume. It's got really nice plum and berry notes with a bit of jasmine and frangipani, along with some patchouli, praline and musk. But I just didn't think it had that oomph for a perfume, but it does smell really nice. Now it's actually gone into the soap. I just felt it was probably a bit more of a soap, moisturizer, that sort of fragrance, as opposed to a perfume. I like my perfumes to, you know, have a bit of smell and a bit of kind of mystery to them as well, and I just didn't think that this one quite hit the mark, so I saved it for this soap making. Now it does have 0.6% vanillin, so it shouldn't affect the colors too much. It just depends. I don't think this one came off of Scent Method, and I don't think Scent Method always tell you the ET vanillin, which is the synthetic vanillin. So sometimes when your fragrance oils say it has 0% vanillin, means it has 0% natural vanillin, but it might still go brown if it's got synthetic vanillin in it. Vanillin, gosh, that word's a tongue twister. But it is in there now, and what I'm basically going to do is drop these colors alternatively into my mold, because I really do like doing that style of pour. And what we might do is just do that. I think I mixed that one. Did I even add fragrance into the white? I think I did. Oh, I tell you what, my memory at the moment, this brain fog is driving me nuts, not knowing what I did 2 seconds before. I have never been this bad in all my life. Anyhow, we're not here to talk about that. Let's go and get the soap mold. All right, now I do need to clip that one up a little bit as we get started. And as I said, all I'm going to do is alternate pouring these into my mold here, and hopefully we'll get some nice contrast of color as we go. And then when we get to the end, I'll leave it to sit for a little bit to firm up, and then this smaller jug of white here, I'm going to pipe some little things so that we can sit some little stone hearts onto the top, because I just felt that they would look better sitting on top of something. So the soap is now firmed up enough that we can do some typing, and I've just got a closed star tip on in my piping bag, and I've put all that white in, and I'm just going to do a nice big dollop in the middle for now. And then when I get to the end, depending upon how much soap I've got left, I'll decide what else I'm going to do. I think I did leave a lot more white than what I probably should have, given the piping tip I'm using, but it is just so hard to really pick exactly how much you need for doing these sort of things. But we'll see, we'll work around it. I don't want to waste any of this soap, and especially as this one doesn't actually have any fragrance in it, I want to use it all up. So we're at the end. It's not very straight, it's a bit wonky, but what we might do is just put more of these just down the soap and use up all of this soap in the piping bag, and that will also bring these soap bars up to the weight that they need to be for my pre-printed packaging. I can see that there is a fair amount of soap missing, because I can actually see the top of there's a gap between where the top of the soap and the top of the liner is, and there's a good probably 2 or 3 mil. So there's a fair bit of soap that needs to be piped onto the top to make sure we get the correct size. But the reason I want to pipe these is we're going to put some little gemstone hearts on the top, and I just didn't think that they were going to stand out if I put them directly onto the pink, and I wanted to sit them on top of a little white dollop of soap. The idea was to have one dollop down the middle, but that's changed. All right, we've still got a fair bit left, so I'm just going to fill in some of these ones where I probably wasn't quite as generous with my dolloping. I think there was only one really, so still got a little bit in here. I might just do the ends, so that when people get the end bars, they get a little bit of piping on their end piece as well, and that pretty much almost uses all of that up. I'm pretty happy. I don't want to spoil the rest. So now we've got that piped, it's time to put the little gemstones on the top. I got these through Amazon from off a program I'm part of. I've left links down in the description box if you are interested in them. It was a pack of 24 little gemstone hearts. It did come with, the idea was you meant to use them as thank you sort of things. So they came with these little cards that said thank you on them, and you were meant to stick a heart onto them and send them off to people. But I just decided I wanted to create these soaps. Now there are 3 of each of the hearts, and there are 7 different pieces in there. So that blue one is a blue spot jasper. We also have a Dalmatian jasper, and I kind of want to put them on a bit of an angle to show that it's a heart. Also trying to make sure I do stay within my lines so we don't break our cutter. Of course, everything has like that pink quartz in it. So we've got a pink quartz. There are clear quartz in here as well. So we'll pop a clear. We have got a, what's this one? This is a red jasper. I've just put soap all over it. We've got red jasper. So we'll pop that one in there. We have the green, should be a green aventurine, I think it's called. We'll pop that one in there. And there's a couple of different shades of that one. What else have we got that I've not put on there? They do say that this is meant to be amethyst. I'm actually thinking it's more ametrine, which is a cross of amethyst and citrine, because they do have a little bit of yellow going through them. We've got my favourite, Tiger's Eye. I actually did steal one of these to keep for myself. What else have we got in here? See, that's also meant to be an amethyst, but I don't think it's a good grade. In fact, they're not going to be a good grade, but they're still, you know, along those lines. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we've actually got 8 different stones. 8. So I don't know how I'm getting, oh yeah, if there was 8, because there's 3 of each and there was 24. Can't do maths anymore either. So basically I'm just going to put these on here randomly. So when people do order them, I'm not going to be able to guarantee a stone type, because you know, there is literally only going to really be at least 2 of each of them I'm trying to get on here. So I can try, but I'm not going to be able to really promise anything, and it will just be a mystery one that people get. So we've got 3 more left. I actually don't really like that one as amethyst. We'll leave that one behind. We will give another Tiger's Eye on here because that's such a pretty one. I'll put another one of these blue spot jaspers just to brighten it up, and let's pop one of these Dalmatians. So I have actually got 5 left, and I will probably just give those away with the first 5 bars that actually get sold. Right, now just to jazz it up a little bit more, because I have put more white on the top than what I anticipated, I have got some of this biodegradable glitter, which I'm just going to sprinkle across the top. I was going to put a bit of the silver as well, but I don't think it's going to need it somehow. I'll see what it's like once we get this one done. Yeah, let's add a bit of silver in there too. Again, it's a biodegradable one. This one is a silver holographic one, so I'll just add a little bit extra onto it. And there it finally is. I'll bring you in for a closer look. Okay, so there it is. I am loving how this has turned out, even though we did have to make a slight change to my original idea there. And it is smelling really good. As I said, it might not be the sort of perfume I would want, but it definitely smells really nice in the soap. But we're going to leave this one sit overnight, and we'll be back in a moment and we'll take a look at the inside. All right, we are about to cut into Queen of Hearts, and I am loving how this one is looking so far. A little bit different to how I anticipated, but still really liking the top. Now I need to make sure that I do get this one lined up properly, because these wires will not go through these stones. So what we might do is just grab my ruler, and I'm just gonna pop. See, I know that one's going to hit, so we're just going to nudge it down a little bit. I'm just making sure that these wires are not going to hit any of these stones. That one's looking good. I think we are right now. It was just that one green one. Maybe, oh no, that one's fine. All right, we are all ready to go. The last thing I want is for my wires to snap while we are cutting. So let's go through. Yes, I managed to miss them all. Whoa, that was a close one. That is one of the problems with using gemstones on soaps. All right, so let's take a look. This is Dalmatian jasper. Love the swirls, like the little stone on the top there. Really pretty colors. We've got our blue dot jasper on this one. That one actually looks like it's got a heart in the drop there. We've got a bit of tiger's eye, so this one's got the heart on the back, but really liking how these colors have come together here. We've got amethyst, again almost getting a little bit of a heart. I was hoping to get more hearts drop into this one given the name of this soap, but I'll make do. Oh look, that one's got a couple in it. Really happy with that. And that, oh, hello, whoever that was. It's probably Lee. I've been messaging her today. This is the rose quartz on this one. And then we've got a green aventurine. Again, some beautiful swirls going through. And it smells quite nice. Again, as I said in the video, to me, it's not a perfume smell, but it's definitely really nice in the soap. It's not too overpowering, but has just got that real gentle smell to it there. But really pleased with how this one has come together. Really do enjoy doing this pour, even though I don't do it very often. There we go. So that is how I've made my Queen of Hearts soap. It's going to head off to the cure rack for the next 4 to 5 weeks before becoming available. And then when it is available on the website, as I said earlier, it will be randomly selected. I'm not going to be able to guarantee what sort of stone people get in these because there's literally 1 or 2 of them on these soaps. So unfortunately not going to be able to do that, especially with having it both online and in store. But there it is, the Queen of Hearts soap. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me as I made this one. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one and I'll see you then. Bye.